Hello and welcome to a little bit of early morning map making with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB. You're very welcome. And Hunter is in the house. Hi Hunter. Music reminds you of Gran Turismo 5. Gotta say, never played it, but I'll take your word for it. Right, so first of all, let's get the first thing out of the way. The 81 player collaboration. If anybody is arriving, just find out what the latest update is on this. We still have, I think it's 32 places remaining out of the 81 available. So still plenty of room to take part. The remaining places are either along the outer edge of the map, or there's a few spots in the middle for those people that need vanilla. So yeah, basically one or the other. The map has had some mass transit problems. So I've fixed it, and then I fixed it a second time. And I've now finally fixed it a third time. That's not quite available at the moment. I recorded an explanation video just a few minutes ago. That video is currently being processed by YouTube. And once the processing, which they reckon is going to be about 45 minutes, has finished, I will make that video available. Well, once this stream finishes, I'll make that video available and the final version of the map. But if you're playing on the version of the map and it works for you and it's not the final version, it's fine. You don't need to change. It's only for those people that the map isn't working for is what these map updates are for. That's all it is. Anyway, right, enough of that. I've got a map that I'm working on myself now. We're working on the rivers, working down the stream from the rivers. This river here, I park the camera directly above from this lake down this route here, is short of foliage work, maybe a bit of rock work here and there. That is done to this point. I'm using as markers so I remember where I've got up to. Oh, there we go. Not quite that point. Pillars. I've used a couple of pillars to mark where I'm up to. You can see the difference between the upstream of that marker and downstream. So yeah, that's just a reminder so I can find where I'm up to. Over here we've I've also weaved. There's no we, it's me, isn't it? The river that starts from this lake here, this is worked to this point. And down this route, all of this has worked to this point here. Haven't done this side yet because we've got lots of watermelon, I nearly said then, waterfall detailing to do. And I'm not going to work downstream of the waterfall until the waterfalls are done, because that can affect the stream. Then I was starting on, was it this one? I think I started this one. Yes, I'm happy with the waterfall detailing on this one now. I mean, there's a possible argument for, let me just see what one more of these little fellows would look like up at the top. Oh, did I move that? I may have done. Oh, come on, fingers. We'll have this. We'll have a copy of it. Could it be? No. That's only going to glitch the terrain. I don't really want to be messing around with any glitching terrain. So unless, ooh dear, unless we can actually get that sat in there in a way that it's, oh, I can make it work. Page up button did that apparently. Yeah, I'm good with that. That for me is the style of detailing that I want around all of my waterfalls. That one is done. These ones have got a lot of work to come. We'll come back that route. I, meanwhile, need to work downstream from here because, well, from this point down, the lakes are really poor, right? Really very poor. Simulation is running. Let's do a little bit of terrain work. I'm hoping to have this map finished in 2.5 to 3 weeks. I'm not sure if I'm going to be capable of doing it, but I am. Oh, good bloody heck. Didn't want to do that so much either, did I? Let's bring in a smaller brush. Oh, hang on. What is going on? Let's try and contain. I'll use the softening tool in a minute as well. Just take some of the oomph out of all. Oh, frickidick. Frickidick. Oh, there you go. That'll be why. Look at the strength. You'd think I would have noticed that, wouldn't you? But nope. I've been too busy doing final fixes to maps and stuff. Anyway, yeah, how is everybody? How is Hunter? You still here, Hunter? How is life with you? Oh, I'll tell you what is good coming very soon. Okay, what is good? And I'm not just saying this because he's a friend, right? He is a friend. But I was given early access to This Old Gamer's new upcoming, almost ready for release City Skylines video. I'm not saying this because he's a friend. It's one of the best City Skylines videos I have ever seen by anyone. Kind of, I don't want to spoil it. But it is preempting Cities Skylines 2. He's put a lot of work into it, and I'll tell you what, it is genuinely brilliant. I promise you it's going to be one to watch. How am I going to do this? I don't like the route. I don't like the shape of the lake. I don't like the route. I'm thinking if we can pause the simulation. Let me do if this lake here was more off in that direction there, then that could mean that we could bring this like that. Is that too fanciful? It might be a little bit too fanciful. But something along those lines. Maybe something like that. It's closer. I think it's closer. I think it's definitely closer. Bring it around. I'm going to bring it up more. And then like that. That's better. If not perfect, that is definitely better. Right. Better, but not perfect. We're going to bring this a little bit closer this way. Pushing it up that way there. Let's do something like that instead. Simulation running. See how it looks once it's flowing. You're slowly melting while working from home. I'm guessing it's warm where you are then, yeah? I'm guessing. Please tell me. Where I am, I think we've had about a day and a half of summer so far. It's been pretty rubbish as summers go in the UK. We've had, like I say, a couple of days. People coming in my customers. Coming in my customers? No. Nobody's going to come in my customers, all right? That would be wrong. I've been customers coming in. I've been English language very hard to say lately, I feel. Now, I've had customers coming in the last couple of days. Oh, it's too hot. And I'm thinking, right, it's about 20 degrees in my property, which is not hot. And, I mean, 20 degrees, come on. What's it outside? 24, 25 maybe? Come on, sort yourself out. I'm not sure what that is in American. It's not hot. All right, it's just not hot. But people like to complain, especially in the UK. We like to moan about the weather. It's either too hot or too cold or too wet or too dry or too windy or not windy enough or not dry enough, or it's always something, right? We're never ever ever happy with our weather situation. And I think last year it was 40 degrees in the UK. 40 degrees. It was insane. Well, for the UK anyway. It might be normal where you're from, but we never have anything even remotely close to that. I mean, 28 is hot in the UK. But yeah, what's it outside? 25 maybe. It's not hot. It's a nice day, right? Although it's only 8:24 in the morning here, so I mean it's not even warm outside yet. Anyway, but yeah, slowly melting. Well, bless you for having some weather. How am I feeling with this? I don't mind that at all, actually. I think we probably will do a little bit of terrain softening there just to prevent any flooding. But that, once we get the foliage down, I think will look pretty nice. Nottingham. Oh, Notts. Well, that's the UK, isn't it? Nottinghamshire. Oh dear. You far from the Trent? There you go. Doing a bit of UK talk. Anybody from outside the UK now? The what? Are you far from the what? Are you far from the Trent? Humid and dry. You are quite a way inland, to be fair. I mean, I'm very close to the coast. I mean, I can walk to the coast. It's not unreasonable to walk to the coast from where I am. So yeah, I am coastal, although I'm nowhere personally near the sea. It is a journey you can take on foot. Most people would jump in a car these days, obviously, but yeah, you can walk it. I haven't been to the coast for I know, but I haven't been to the coast this year. UK, yeah, this is true. It's not a dry heat. I had some Americans in the store a couple of weeks ago, and they were talking about the dry heat that they get over there, and it's different from our heat. But even so, UK heat is really to compare it with anywhere else in the world. It's almost embarrassing, you know. It's yeah, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Turkey. All right, okay, you get it warm. Yeah, virtually anywhere. Other than anywhere who we can all agree on, like say Sweden. You can imagine that they're kind of used to colder climes, and Finland and Canada and so forth. But is that sorting itself out there? It is. Right, this river. This is the troublesome one, isn't it? So I'm gonna have to be a bit careful with this one. Right, we have a bit of flooding. I've got to work downstream. Also, simulation's running a bit fast. Let's slow the simulation down. Hi, Tamada. Same for you. Mediterranean heat is unbearable, humid and 35. 20 miles from the Trent. That's quite a way. I mean, it's not far by the grand scheme of, I know how many Americans watch this channel. 20 miles is nothing, right? It is a stone's throw. In the UK, 20 miles is halfway across the country. I'm exaggerating, clearly. But yeah, 20 miles is quite a way. I'll give you that. Let me see. Learned only last week that the Trent runs into the Humber. I did not know that. That said, I wouldn't have even thought about which direction the Trent would run. My first instinct would be it would run to the west towards the Severn, That would be my instinct. But no, if it runs into the Humber, that surprises me a little bit. But equally, only a little bit, because it's not implausible as topography goes. Makes some sense. But yeah, yes, I'm fully aware of Mediterranean heat. My only real experience of not Britain was as a child and as an army brat. My father was a serviceman. My mum was a servicewoman when they met, but she quit to become a full-time mum. We were in Cyprus, living in Cyprus for a few months. I'll say a few months, closer to a year than a few months. It was about 7 or 8 months. Anyway, yeah, and I remember just how torridly. Oh, it was really not something for our English temperament at all. Not good. Oh, bless anybody who lives in that area. For the thing is, I guess it's what you're used to. Like here, we're used to what we get, and people come across, from other parts of the world and sort of like going, "Oh, it's cold, it's damp, it's whatever." Yeah, but that's how we like it. Only we don't like it. We'd like to moan about it. You've already designed the. Oh, 1 second. Don't forget about the collaboration. Frequently switch for a less. Oh, no rush. No rush, Tamada. No rush at all. There's probably 3 weeks before I start thinking, are people going to get on and do these things? There's plenty of time for you to. It's like so deep and so wide. Yeah, there's plenty of time with the build. Don't rush, even if you don't get started on it this week. Because the thing is, I think for most people, it's a build that we can get done just in a few hours, really. Especially as it's going to be plop and play rather than using spawning buildings. You can doodle out a town or a village in a few hours, really. So I would not worry. Take your time and just enjoy it when you get down to it. There has been some problems with the map, but if the map loads for you, then you don't need to worry about it. If it doesn't, there's another update to the map coming, probably as soon as this stream finishes. I'm just waiting for the YouTube video to finish processing, and then we can look at that. Right, this is a bit awkward, but we're going to make this work. I don't know about that. Let's bring this. And I'll bring this up this way as well. And the brush size can go up as well. Brush strength can go up. I meant. There we go. Right. Oh, I'm going to have a sip of my coffee in a moment. Let's have a little look. So, it meets another river in the West Midlands. Yep. I don't doubt you. That's how rivers work. Unless they're in this map, in which case they work in whatever way they want to work, because fantasy, right? Not exactly Fantasyland, East Midlands, is it? Nottingham's East Midlands, isn't it? Oh, excuse me a second. I'm just going to have a splutter. Won't be a moment. I'm back again. Yeah. Yeah. Midlands is one of the parts of the UK that I don't know very well in terms of just general. I don't ever have a reason to go there. I mean, a few years back, Warwick is about as most Midlands as I got, and that's very much towards the south end of the Midlands. Did a couple of things up in Birmingham a few years back, which is definitely Midlands. And then, yeah. But I imagine it's definitely East Midlands. But yeah, until you actually live in an area, it's quite difficult to say really. Yeah, I could say putting a pin in the flag to say that's where that area is, but yeah, Nottingham, fairly nice city, I imagine. Fairly nice city. I'm also imagining, it's Leicester, isn't it, with the huge Muslim community. But I'm imagining a decent sized Muslim community. There's not a problem with that, as long as there's at least some level of integration that's being done by both communities. It's, we like to complain, us Brits, about you don't like getting involved, and then we've got Brits here that go and move to Spain and don't get involved. So we're as bad. But just trying to be as welcoming as we can with these other communities. But if they don't want to get involved, that's the one that does bug me. And I do know that it's cultural and it's not as simple. It's easy for me as a so-called privileged white middle-aged male, living in the UK, born in the UK, to grumble about these things. But one thing that I do get is the Asian ladies who are effectively, they're not allowed to talk to men. I've got more than one that will they'll come into my business and won't say a word. They'll just basically point and carry on. Now, pointing is a valid communication if you want a specific thing, but it's kind of also rude. Yeah, at the very least, thank you. If the only two words you learn in English are thank you, then you are at that point, that barrier between you and the person who speaks the language that you barely speak, they can see that you've made some sort of effort. I don't even necessarily need a smile. I've got plenty of a white customer that won't smile at me, right? So I don't even need these Asian ladies to smile at me. What I would like is just the bare minimum to say, we're in your culture, we aren't scary, because I know there is a certain amount of fear with some people, with all these said bombings or whatever that happened. I'm saying we're all capable, all cultures are capable. We had terrorism here from the dissident Irish community for many years. Lots of years of fear. I was sort of like semi at the blunt end as as an army brat. My father, being a serviceman stationed in Ireland, used to live in Northern Ireland at the time of the Troubles. It was kind of scary times. So it's, all you need to do is show a little bit of effort, a little bit of, I'm in your country. If I go to France, if I purchase something from a store in France, I will say merci at the end. If all I can say in French is merci, I will say merci. A siren to the BonBonB Bingo players. Link is not in the description. That was an ambulance. So yeah, it's just one of those. I just wish they would just not even fully integrate, just make the minimum effort to say hi. Appreciate you being here for me to be able to do some business with you. Thank you. And that would be enough. I appreciate that maybe the husband doesn't want you talking to a man, so you don't need to make small talk with me. You don't need to smile at me and give me reason to think, oh, maybe there may be more going on here because us men are stupid. But yeah. But let's have a look. I respect cultures. I don't understand ladies from the East. It is very old-fashioned and behind in our viewpoint, because our culture has moved on and evolved. But does that mean necessarily that our culture is right? And again, that's not saying that I think their culture is right, but I look at our culture over the years and I think, right, okay, well, we had slaves at one point because, you know, that was the right thing, wasn't it? Clearly, these people were savages and we could train them to do our biddings, basically. So we had slaves. Well, at the time, it was the right thing to do. And now we look back and we realise what monsters we were, or our ancestors were. It was wrong. And so this is going nowhere here. So yeah, so you look at their culture, and I would agree. I think it's definitely old-fashioned and wrong. But is it really? How much wrong is it? At what point do we say, hang on, I'm going to now level out the base of this river here. If I can, this here, brush size down a bit to there. Now, can we find our way downstream here? Yeah, so for me, it's, yeah, if they make just a little effort, I don't want them to integrate. I don't want them to lose their culture. I'm very much on the record regarding the Russian culture and stuff like that. I don't want them to lose their culture. Their culture is important. And yes, sure, we could probably take more interest, but then if I was living in pick a random Asian country, if I was living in random Asian country, I would hope that I would take a little interest in their culture. Similarly, if and when I move from my hometown here, I'm going to take an interest in what's interesting about the town. Okay, it's not a different country, but all these towns have different histories, and I should learn about it just a little, not necessarily everything. And so yeah, culture's a big thing for me. I have no interest in learning about these cultures, but if I move to their country, I reckon I should learn and respect what they do, even if I disagree. And similarly, if they're over here, as awkward as it will be for them to accept, the freedom of homosexuality and transgenderism that we've got coming through now, that's brand new. In the grand scheme of things, very brand new in this country. They expect everybody just to be able to adjust really quickly. It's easier for the young, because again, the young haven't had this established into their mindset for years and years and years like we have. Once you've got used to something being normal, whether that was wrong or not, it can take a while. Take quite a while for it to become not the normal. And of course, the older you are, the harder it is. It doesn't make you a bigamist. Bigamist. Bigamist is not the word I'm looking for. What's the word? Brain's gone. But yeah, it doesn't make you an arsehole. There, that's the word. Begins with a B. My brain's not working. What have we got there? The culture that respects more people is the better one. I would say so. Tolerance is important. I would agree with that. It's good and bad everywhere. Warwick, West Midlands. Is it West Midlands or is it South Midlands? Don't know. Why can't the women talk to men? Do you have a Discord? I have the bigot. Thank you. Bigot's the word I was looking for. Doodling and talking wasn't working. Yeah, bigot. Thank you. Yes, doesn't make you a bigot just because, like, yeah, if you're 85 years old and all you have ever experienced is, okay, an 85-year-old Asian man who's only ever known women being, for want of a better word, second-class citizen. If that's all you know, you can't be expected to relearn that. You can be told it, but it's ingrained. So I can appreciate that. And the same equally with us now in the West. Say I'm a 50-year-old man. All I have ever seen is normality is heterosexualism is normal. So seeing transgenderism, I don't have a problem with it. But it's like with anybody. The first time you meet somebody who's going transgender, and I've met a few now, the first time you meet one, you go, oh, hello, what do I do and say here? And of course, language changes so quickly. You're always fearful of saying the wrong thing because what was the right word yesterday is not the right word today. And it gets really... And I think most people that are in a fringe community, again, probably the wrong choice of words there, using fringe community, but people that are in a fringe community probably don't mind if you say the wrong words, as long as you're trying. If you're trying, most people are fairly respectful. But why can't women talk to men? It's to do with, I don't know, the Quran. I don't know. Again, I'm probably getting that completely wrong as well. But it's the rules, basically. It's how it is. Are women more of a... I mean, it used to be, again, not so many 100 years ago here, women were possessions. Basically. You know, you wanted to marry somebody. I want to marry your beautiful 21-year-old wench. Or I want my son to marry your beautiful 21-year-old wench. I offer you 2 oxen and a goat. And you go, well, absolutely. You're from there's a wealthy family. You want to get married to him, definitely. And she had no word in it. So, yeah, it's not like that far ago. That long ago in the grand scheme of things, wasn't. We weren't much better. If better at all. I think I'm going to have to re-wet these rivers a few times. I'm off on the BonBon tangent here. Anyway, that upper river is a little bit better. It will feed. This lower river here, this is going to need some help. Big time. Andrew Tate. Well, let's not talk about Andrew Tate, huh? Don't think there's no real excuse for the likes of Andrew Tate. He's not old. He's not Asian. And again, Asians, just categorizing somebody as being Asian is just horrific in itself. But he's not of the cultural background where you've had, you know, just a sip of my coffee there. Yeah, of the cultural background where you've had this ownership or whatever. Again, ownership's not the right word, but yeah. Andrew Tate, there are no excuses for him and for the likes of him. Yeah, what do you do? What do you say? I've got to raise this riverbed up a lot here. Right. I'm just going to go down the middle and we can use the smoothing tool to get out the ridges on the sides. He spews noise for attention. This is true. Welcome to YouTube. Oh, if you believe You believe anything I say, then more for you, right? Welcome to YouTube. Fantastic. Snoozbee's here. Good day, mate. Good day. Oh, speaking of cultures, that's the worst one of the lot, the Aussie culture. It's a bunch of convicts, that's all they are. Oh, I'm sorry, Snoozebee. I don't mean a word of it. Oh, I don't know. And if they were just a bunch of convicts, whose fault is that? Says he, looking internally, you know. There we go. This is going to be... I might have to bring the river in a bit as well. I think it might be too wide now, but we will get to that. We will get to it. Oh, by the way, Snoozebee, I'm sorry. The Lionesses beat the Matildas. And I'm absolutely sorry for Chloe Kelly's behaviour near the end of that game. That was absolutely shocking. She deserved the yellow card. I was appalled. I mean, yes, we're supposed to be playing out time. Yes, we're being professional in the way that we're managing the game and time wasting and all that lot. Yeah, I get all of that, but her running the ball back onto the pitch and not even feigning that she was trying to give it back to the keeper. Yeah, oh, sorry, I didn't realise the other ball was back. Something like that. At least act. Just run the ball onto the pitch, and just because you clearly don't, you don't mind getting a yellow card. God, this is disgusting. Do you know what? It should be the Sheilas, shouldn't it? Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, and that goal from Sam Kerr, what a quality strike. Quality strike. She's brilliant. I hate to say, again, using this comparing women and men thing, it's never a good thing. Sam Kerr, as a footballer, she's good enough to be a man. You know, it's just some people ooze quality, and she really does ooze quality. I think that's going to have trouble snaking down here, and I think this river probably needs narrowing up. I did say I was going to have to do that. Let me do a little bit of here. Oh, that's a bit of an oopsie. There we go. And then we can soften the edges again in a moment. Shh, we like to think free settler. Yeah, that's the one. That is the one. Excellent. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. And again, I mean, Australia, would it be the nation that it is, and it's a great nation now, would it be without the colonial history? I mean, it'd be a different nation. And it's... And then, of course, that's the Brits causing more problems, invading areas with, inverted commas, non-white skin. And then, because it was the right thing to do. Because, look, they're just savages. They don't know what they're doing because they're savages. Oh, man. What a history my country has. What a history. I mean, it even fed through to popular literature. You only got to look at, given this is a BonBon channel, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and all the Oompa Loompas that he resettles into the UK. Okay, to protect them. Because the snozwanglers or whatever creature it was eating them or whatever. And so he resettles all of them to work for him for free in his factory. I mean, come on. How British. How very British. How very wrong. I am trying really hard here to... I'm going to have to drop Brush size up. No, brush size down. Brush strength down is what I was trying to do here. Oh my god. I am absolutely getting nowhere here. Please? That's better. I don't know if that, once we get the water in here, I don't know if that's going to be good enough, but we will try. We will see. Yeah. Great Britain definitely was great, but it was based off of exploitation of the environment and of other cultures. Very sad. Gene Wilder, pure imagination. Ah, Gene Wilder. Gene Wilder or Johnny Depp? There's the question. There is only one answer that will be accepted on this channel, right? And the answer isn't Johnny Depp, right? Let me just go grab some coffee. Oh. Better. Now, is this river struggling? If I narrow up some of these upper reaches, we might be able to get it to reach all the way to the bottom. I do feel some of these upper reaches are a bit too wide. Just a little bit, not much. Yep. And then here. What speed is this simulation running? Because my camera control feels really out. Do you know what? Not as bad as I thought, but still bad. Right, back to this. And back this way. I have to soften these up a bit again. A little bit. Going a little bit wide on the S's. And coming back together. Oh. Coming back together for the straights. And a little bit wide again on the loop. And then coming back together along here. Now, is this going to help feed the water all the way down? Talking of bigger, only one answer. Yes. Andrew Tate, right? Right? We are talking about Andrew Tate, aren't we? Please. Oh, man. Yeah. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But yes. Definitely Gene Wilder. We talking child labour at a famous chocolate factory. Yeah, the monarchy though, got to be honest, it's just silly. Well, yes, but, and I'm gonna stick with this one, right, I think I would rather have the monarchy as it is now, not the monarchy as it was back in the day with wars. Yeah, how do we become a monarch? We had a bigger army. That was the thing back in the day. If you had the support, the bigger army, you were the monarch. But in the current climate, the way things are, I'm just doing a little bit of softening here along some of these edges. I would rather have a monarchy underpinning the government. I don't want the monarchy making the decisions, but the monarchy being there, the monarch being, I mean, the Queen was an amazing guide for former prime ministers. They've all said it. Even Maggie T said it. The monarchy was such a good help in making, you know, what do we know about this country? What are the cultures in that country like? What's the best thing we can do? That kind of thing. So the monarchy was excellent for that. I'd rather have, with Charles, all of my life, Charles was next in line to the throne. I'd rather have that than an elected president, especially the way that we're going. So if we have a look at America, yeah, lovely, great, freedom, 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 oops, all of that. But money. How many of these potential leaders of the free world are average people? Average incomes. Not even somebody who's just in a well-paid job. We're talking billionaires. To lead the country, you need to be a billionaire. The other option is somebody like, and I know it didn't quite work for Kanye, thank God. But the other option is having just the popular vote. So to become president, you got to be popular. So if we take someone like Beyonce stood to be president, she would get a lot of votes. She would. Because she's Beyonce. She's loved. Would she be president? I don't know. But if Beyonce could be president just off a popular vote, what if somebody is really popular but is actually insipid and should never be president? I would rather have a trained, experienced monarch who doesn't actually have power but has experience, and all they've done all their life is served. I'd rather have that than the potential of a Beyonce gone wrong. Again, not fair on Beyonce, but you know where I'm coming from here. Charles is mentally completely disconnected from reality. I've never met him, so I cannot make a judgment. But you tend to find, yeah, I think there's an argument for anyone that lives in those upper echelons to be disconnected from reality of every day. I get that. I'm not going to argue against that. But I still would rather have that where they just serve the country. That's all they're born to do, to serve the country. I'd rather have that than risk having some God knows what voted in. Because the thing is, that's the other thing with voting, right? I don't think I've ever voted on the winning side in any election or referendum in this country. I was a Remainer. I wanted to stay part of the European Union. At the end of the day, I accept the populist vote, and I'm not complaining. I'm not arguing to go back in. I'm really not, because we're out now. But I don't remember actually voting in an election or referendum and being on the winning side, ever. Part of the country that I'm in is very conservative, and whilst I'm not Labour per se, I do believe sometimes you need to change things. And so I've been trying to change things in my hometown for a long time. Not beyond, actually. I haven't gone out and done anything. I've just, in terms of using my vote. So I've lost every single election since I've been voting at the age of 18. And then what if the youth of today come along and go, oh, well, you old dudes, you made so many bad decisions all of these years. We are going to vote Andrew Tate in for president. I mean, it's not going to happen, but it could. Something like that could happen with the TikTok generation. So, yeah. That's why I don't mind the monarchy. I'd rather have the monarchy than the potential for good knows what. And I know it hasn't really happened in like any of the republics that are out there. The nearest we've got was the likes of Donald Trump, right? That was the nearest. I mean, that was pretty bad. I'm sorry, America. From outside of America, that was pretty bad. But it was him winning a popularist vote. It could be worse. It could be a lot worse than Trump. Probably won't be, given that you need to be a billionaire. In their system, you need to have billions. And I don't think there are that many people out there with the billions, or that could raise the billions, who are completely brain dead. But yeah, there's a lot of ways it could go. A lot of ways it could go. So give me the monarchy, even if they are completely separate from reality and they still hunt when there's no reason to hunt. Still rather have that. Right, so that river system, other than a few water spawns, I think is not far off. We have potential very nice waterfall going on here. We'll never know until the water gets down here. Is the water getting down here? Let's find out. Sorry, I've been waffling for a while. Let me check the chat in a second. Let me just also give this simulation a chance to fill and flow. Right, what have we got? I don't know. Charles Mentley. Let's be honest, BonBon. You're talking about... Yes. Yes, I was. Brexit was mostly a successful work of a Russian agency. I don't have a comment on that. I don't doubt for a minute there were external forces at work. But also, I know a lot of people, obviously 50% of this country, slightly over 52% of this country voted for Brexit. And a lot of them were educated, better educated than me, and were saying to me that I'm the deluded one. So, I mean, a few of them have changed their mind since. So maybe I was right. Maybe. First time ever. I think I'm going to have to put some life into this river. It's definitely struggling. But yeah, there may have been some outside influences, but I don't think it was that big. The Brexit argument was populist, and because of that it won. It's much easier to be populist looking for change than it is to be populist looking for continuing the status quo. Speaking of status quo, what a great group that was. Right, okay, I'm going to have to give this some help, and I think it's about here that we can pop that in and help it along with a bit of an oomph. So about there. Pause the simulation while I get it down. And okay. Are we? Oh, hello. That might make a difference. Okay. Right, actually, let's get rid of you. I did not We've got one under the ground here as well. Don't tell random. Right, let's see if removing that spawn makes any difference. Because I was surprised it wasn't reaching down. There seemed plenty of water at the top. And I do expect it to lose a little bit of momentum. But that spawn was probably... Right, while that is doing its thing, let's dig this out. Right, down. Brush size up. Not that much. There it is. There's that water spawn. You are gone. And we will correct this We'll see how it goes. The water, the river looks really slick. I'm glad you like it. I like to pride myself on my rivers looking not awful. I've got plenty of them on this map. This one is mostly finished, apart from detailing. At the moment it needs detailing. This one here is mostly finished. Running up the middle here, not the ones on either side, just this one. Again, just needs some detailing. Right, is this... I do seem to have potentially a little bump forming. Just want to see where it's forming. Or is that just what's left from here? It might be caused by this. Or it might be caused by there. I'm seeing the problem is this. Yeah. That, I think, is being caused by this. Let me set the camera here. Always take time to watch. Did we get another one of these? There. Right, okay. It's a little bit further up. Just trying to see, is it just pinching it too much here? That might be the problem. I might be just pinching it. There's a slosh. And then... Come on. Do it again. I know you're going to. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. There. Right, so it is here. Right, it is here. Let's widen this slightly. I think that's got to be the problem here. That has to be the problem. Right, now we'll let the water flow it down again. The lower part, it's okay because we can put a new spawner down here at the bottom of the waterfall. How is the waterfall? Well, it's slushing. Can't judge the waterfall just yet. Right, so this is fairly decent speed. Do we get another one? Might just move the speed right the way up here because we may not get to it. Now we are at top speed. Everything is maxed here. Is this a problem here? Is this a problem? I think it's okay. I think we've got some consistency. Just keeping an eye on the... Oh, hello. Here. Watching this patch here. It's separating. So it's not quite good, but it's close. Here. Oh my god. Could it be just the terrain work here? I thought we were there. I really thought we were there. So close. Just working out the glitches. There should be enough water in this river for it to carry all the way to the end. But with the bends, I think I've explained it before. The water kind of works in straight lines. So the water coming up here, bounces off of here, bounces off of here. So you're getting ricochets all the time, and it can happen that you then get all the water bouncing in the same direction at the same time, and you get little glitches like this, which is why If you see a long river with one long bend in like this, is almost certainly going to get ridges of water. So a good way of stopping the ridges of water is by actually S-bending. Here, now we've still got problems here. We've still got problems here. I'm going to put a spawner in there, you know. I think that's going to be the easiest way. Ideally, would rather not. It's starting from before there anyway, so I reckon if we pop one in about here, pause the sim. That should absorb whatever is causing the problem and put a clean flow out from that point. And we should now have a working river at the top. I kind of want to make another map now. Have to work on it. Your maps are very good, Snoozeby. Whatever people say, if anybody ever says anything negative, right, take it from me. Right, we're not talking Anapu insanity or anything like that. If you're talking Sidai being A tier or S tier, I guess, you're just like a step below him, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, just being compared in the same breath with Sidai is sound. Your maps are excellent. I'd recommend them to anybody. We're working. I mean, we've cheated a bit, but we're working. And the waterfall, do you know what? I'll take that as well. That'll do. And this is now filling. Hey, right. Is this filling? Have we got a bit of a... We've got a stoppage. Oh, guess what we got here? Guess what we've got here? Oh, man. It's underground, isn't it? Pause the simulation. Where is it? Where is it? I do not know. Oh, it's probably right there. There we go. Then back to this. Undo that. Start the simulation. Now. Got a bit of flooding up here, I've noticed. A little bit. We can fix that with a little bit of that. Right. Is this river actually going to fill now? Where were we? Kind of want to make an... Oh yeah, red map. You should add a horseshoe lake remnant on this part. Could do, actually. We'll... the thing is, I don't want to... the only thing is, I don't want to eat up space like here. This section here. It's already taken up quite a lot of... This river hasn't sorted itself out, has it? It's already taken up a lot of this build plane. So if I put in a horseshoe, say here maybe, that takes up even more. So I don't really want to... I've got one or two. Like I popped one over here, but this one out of the 25 tiles. So that's not really anything that I consider anybody be playing on. Over here, a little bit, but it's a narrow, like an odd-shaped island. Try to keep it with a central straight section so that you can... There is some accessible buildable space there as well. This horseshoe lake here is basically on a tile connection. So if you've bought this tile, it's kind of, you see how it's sort of like interacting with all four, but not really well, it's not interacting with this one at all. But yeah, it's kind of tucked in the corner of all the tiles, so it's not really obstructing a build. Did I have any others? We've got this one up here again, out of the 25 tiles, and even with it there, I've left a lot of that plateau still open. Whereas, like I say, if I put in a horseshoe oxbow here, this is still a problem. I think if it's starting here, we'll put another spawner here. But yeah, I'll leave the cursor there so that we know what we're looking for. Does it start before then, or does it start from then? But yeah, if I put another horseshoe up here, it'd be actually eating into a decent amount of buildable space. Both these tiles are buildable. This is already a lot more tile consuming than I imagine I would have wanted it to have been. Right, where is... I'm expecting this water to glitch out again. We'll see where it actually evolves from. And I will check on the entire stream. It is, I think, starting from here. Which is actually a bit surprising. Could it be that if I narrow this up here a little bit, might be that, oh, maybe not quite that much. And then contain that a little bit. See if that makes a difference. Might even tighten this section in a bit also. Right, okay. I'll leave this running for a moment. Right, okay, so thanks BonBonB. I tried to do mine tab more on the simple side. Yes, but honestly, it's a bonus to go simple sometimes. Let players do what they want to detail. Just using rivers, mountains and lakes. Absolutely. It's probably the right way to do it. The likes of I'm going to say again, picking on Anapu. Bless Anapu. Anapu goes to the nth degree. Sidai is fairly simple designs, but quite complex. Does that make sense? I think they've got a balance really quite nice on theirs. Bringer as well, really good design with Bringer. You're looking at the two echelons there. Whereas, like I say, keeping it simple, keeping it appropriate for people who've got the old potato computers or just want a simple build. You know, the amount of maps that we see on the workshop that are just flat grids, and they're popular, so there's something to be said for it. I don't think we're fixed here, you know. I really don't think we're fixed. I'm expecting another lump coming through here from about this point. Maybe forming now. No, didn't. It looked like it got shallow for a moment. Do not know, but I do know this bottom part. Mind you, it would erode like this, wouldn't it? It would definitely erode like that. So I'm okay with that. This, however, down here needs help. This is not great down here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to go back to that upper plateau. There, oh, there's your evidence. I looked up just as it thinned out. Right, where was our spawners? I only got the one in. I am going to put another one here. I'm not confident at all. Pause the sim. Really not confident in it at all. Right, now I have confidence in it. Whereas down here, we're definitely going to want one at the bottom of the waterfall. A bit of flooding because I didn't stop the simulation. Let's see if that doesn't carry the river all the way through. So we should be about, I'll just follow this. I'll catch up with the chat in a second. I see a new face down there. I'm just seeing how that is looking. Question is, I think that's going to work. Finally, I think we have a river that I can move the. Have I got markers for this at the moment? I don't think I do I? I'm going to have to grab some, make some markers. Right, simulation speed can come down so I can control the camera. There we go. Now, I want a copy of... I've lost it. I lost it. There, it's down here. Move it. No, not that one. This one. Copy that. And I'm going to pop you there and there. That tells me that that river is, in theory, done to that point. Looking back up this here, we're not seeing any problems. That looks good. That looks, well, let me say, I'm still not entirely sold on this, but this is better than it was. Way better than it was. That's way better than it was. And they're out of the 25 tiles, so once we get trees around it, it won't matter. That's better. That is better. Right, let's have a little look at that chat. So, Massive Roy. Hi, Massive. Oh, Roy even. Been a while since you touched Skylines. In fact, you reviewed my one and only map 6 years ago in review 95. Are you looking forward to Cities Skylines 2? Well, hang on. Before we do any of that, 95, you say? There's a little file for this, isn't there? Wow. Okay. 95. Oh, there you go. Lore Vale. 3 for aesthetics, 4 for detail, 4 for gameplay potential. That's solid. That's solid scoring. I haven't looked to see what the nearest big map to yours was. Episode 100, Volda by Kanya. 86, Bayside by Sanctum Gamer. So yeah, I mean, looks like you was surrounded by similar standards. Mind you, that was a different day back then. Oh well, yeah, excellent. Good to have you alive and with us, Roy. In terms of, am I looking forward to Cities Skylines 2? Yes and no. Yes and no. I am kind of looking forward to not having Cities Skylines 1 on my system anymore. I'm getting a broken head from the mods situation. It's too much. It's time to move on. I can't deal with any more of this. Right, so anyway. But yeah, other than that, yeah, all good, all good. There you go. Look at that. Episode 95. That was a long time ago. It's a different era. Literally a different era. Hang on, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Has anybody... Why is that elevating when I do this? That's very odd. I'm going to prevent that from happening. And we'll do a little bit of... Oh dear, now I'm going the other way. Yeah, that's... oh, back then. I remember thinking, even back in those days, how long's this going to go on for? I reckon I'm going to get to the 100th, and we'll see how it goes from there. Little did I know that, where are we? 6 years later on, still making, well, I was still making these map reviews. There are a couple more to come, but nothing in the schedule. It'll be just when time allows, and after my brain has had a break. Might even get a lot of views being the first one for a while without actually any chat support on their channel. So yeah, it could be fun. Might even have this one as the review. I give this 5 for detail, 5 for aesthetics, and 7 for gameplay potential. Oh man, yeah, those were the days. Those were the days. As I was still trying to work out format for the show and trying to see what worked. It took a while. I did find a format that I really liked. Unfortunately, I liked it, but it wasn't popular with the viewers. So there were bits of it got trimmed out, and I would like to have seen people get more on board with the theme mixer, theme and LUT review, and the asset review in the middle of the show. But the asset review really, I mean, the amount of asset review skippers there were, it meant that it had to go. There was no justification for it, and it's ridiculous because I think, you know, that little asset review in the middle of the show was like with the chart show that I do every week. I think it's actually very relevant. Oh dear, what's up here? What's going on up here? A bit of softening here. Let's have a look. I'm hoping to get in. Yeah. Well, when the time comes, we don't even know for certain there's a map editor. I mean, there will be a map editor, but we don't know there's a map editor yet. Your map style was actually inspired by Total War Attila Grand Campaign map. I'll take your word for it. Again, never played it. Never played it. Oh, hang on a second. I missed a few bits. I'll go a bit further up in a moment. I've just noticed Pavel has got a question up there. So many good first maps. Yeah. And do you know who's to blame for some of that? Yeah. Some of that's down to me. With people wanting my first map sting and it to stand out and to be amazing. And then you've got the Discord server, which was a spin-off indirectly. People might argue that it's not, but I had the BonBonB Discord server, and then there are a few people that decided a specific mapmaker one, which wasn't affiliated with the YouTube channel, I guess, was the way to go. And I don't have a problem with that at all. Not at all. But yeah, but I would say, yeah, the first mappers getting better and better and better. I think the channel had a fair amount of effect on that. People seeing it, getting inspired by it, and then having watched a few, know what not to do. Spotting some simple mistakes, you know, fewer maps with shipping clipping, and First maps with shipping triangles, little things that you wouldn't normally think of. Not so many broken rivers, more realistic rivers, and so on. Yeah, I'm probably a little bit responsible. If that's my one claim to fame in life, I'll take it. I think this river here, well, first of all, we've got another problem with the waterfall here. There we go. And I'm going to bring in a little bit here. And probably need a bit more strength here. Smaller brush. And again here, maybe. How is... Well, it's going to be a bit lumpy. I'm expecting it to be lumpy. And soften that, soften the top. Right, how is that holding up? It's not yet, is it? But it's trying. It's trying really hard. I think part of the problem is still it's widening up with not enough water flow to fill it. Right, how are you doing there? Come on. Come on, river. Come on, river. That is awkward. And a little bit here as well. How are you looking there? Without blowing smoke, I think it is fair to say I've had an influence. Very positive one. Oh, apart from the times it hasn't been. I have effed up sometimes. Not deliberately, clearly not deliberately, but I will hold my hands up. Always have done when I've ballsed up. I don't always agree that I ballsed up, but if I have been told by a few people that I ballsed up, then I'll accept it. I will accept it. It's, you know, you don't always have to agree with teacher, do you? There we go. Right, so that upper level is looking okay. Still think this needs to be narrowed up a bit here. A bit more. And a bit here as well, for that matter. Right, that's probably... And then still not liking it. Still not liking it. Probably narrow it around the outside here. Come on, you can do it. You can do it, river. I'm almost there, you know. I am almost there. Yeah, I'm good with that actually. I think that looks aesthetically quite workable. Does look like it's coming down a hill and finding its way through. Yep, I'm good with that. And the waterfall is not great. Not great. Maybe if we do a bit of this here. And a little bit of that in there. A little bit of this in here. Oh, you contained now. It's still splaying. I don't like it when it splays. Can we do anything about this? I'm separating the bottom up. Bottoms up. Could we? I don't know if this. Don't think this would work, but I'm going to try it. I think it might. People not allowing me to review their maps. It's their right. It's absolutely their right. I think as much of it as hold on a second, bear with me a second. I think we'll grab that one. Some people are emotionally more fragile than others, and being told, I mean, if you walk up to somebody in the street and say to them, I don't like your coat, 90% of people won't give a monkey's. Maybe 9% of people will be thinking, what weirdo was that? 1% of people will be hurt by you saying you don't like their coat, and they'll carry it with them for the rest of the day. And that's the same with map reviews. If I can't remember, well, hang on, what river was I coming down here? Losing track of where I am on the map. Was it this waterfall here? No, it wasn't that waterfall here. It's not that waterfall. Where am I? Is it this? It's this one, isn't it? It was this one. Let me try that. No, that is, I didn't think it was going to work, but I was hoping by putting that there might force the water to bubble in, but it's not worked the way that I was hoping. Might still work. It might. It won't, but it might. Maybe if I move it up. So yeah, there have been one or two people over the years that I've upset. I'm not happy about upsetting people. I'm not here to upset people. That is, no. Do you know what? I'm not even going to try that. I'm going to end up just working the terrain here. Will you at least? Thank you. Bye bye. So yeah, certainly with the Eggsy Karina thing, I know that I caused some upset to Karina at one point, and I'm at least, maybe more than one point, and that's not her fault. That's not her fault at all. But of course, he's going to be supportive of her, and I absolutely support him in being supportive of her. And then when I'm not exactly perfect on the map review for him, it just supports what he was feeling before. So I get it. I absolutely get it. He's not wrong. He's really not wrong. And that's why, like I say, when somebody says don't review my map, well, I don't want to cause anybody any upset. All I'm doing is well, I'm promoting maps, but also it was all about the people trying to find the map originally. Originally, it was all about finding the best map on the workshop for your next city build, because I couldn't find one, and that's why this series evolved. I couldn't find a map, so ended up doing, I might as well just do some reviews of maps. Didn't expect it to last more than a handful of episodes. And then, of course, as the years went on, it became more a map makers thing, whereas I want to get on the show, I want to see what ratings I can get, and that's kind of how it evolved. But yeah, but the thing is, yeah, criticism of any sort, people don't like it, and that includes me. You know, people have had like criticisms of my channel in the past, some of it rightly so, some of it I agree with, some of it hurts, but I'm in no position to yeah, you can't say that I'm my best work ever, blah 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 blah. Of course I'm in no position to say that. I truly understand it. I get the irony. But yeah, it's not always something you want to hear. And even in, like I say, let's say I'm reviewing this map now, right? I've never seen this map before. I'm reviewing this here, and I go, this is an amazing river. This is an amazing river over here, and look at the cliff work over here, blah, 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 right? I've got to say the whole map looks a bit bare, doesn't it? It does look a bit bare. There's not much foliage at all. Well, what's the one thing I remember from that statement? You got it. The map looks bare. Not how amazing the rivers are. What great cliff work. I remember the negative. So, yeah, it's at the end of the day, I get it. If somebody says, don't review my map, I'm going to respect that. And it did get confusing with Eggsy for a little while because he did, like, change his mind. And then changed his mind again. And I'm like, yeah. But again, he's allowed to change his mind. I'm also allowed, if I want to go, no, I'm not reviewing your maps. It's not been the case. Don't think it ever would be. But if there's a certain person that I didn't like or didn't want, it's my channel. I can just decide not to review their stuff. Let's say Andrew Tate makes a map. I can decide not to review his stuff. That's just the way it is. There is actually one asset maker that I chose very definitively not to have on the asset review mid-show. Not going to tell you their name. Not going to tell you their name. I did do at least one of their assets. But, yeah. I won't say any more. I will not say any more. But I'm not personally a fan of them, right? We'll just leave it at that, yeah. So yeah, they could have had more, but I don't think they really cared, you know, whether or not they were featured on the channel, and that's fine. Certainly big enough and ugly enough to hold up their own you know, make an asset and people to go, oh yeah, you don't need to be on BonBon's channel. People, and great asset creator, right? But yeah, there was one asset creator that I decided, no, not going to do it. Not going to feature their stuff. That's from that. Was this waterfall I was working down? I've done that one. So yeah, we're on to this one. I'm losing track of all these. There's so many rivers. So this is why I'm using these pillars. Yeah, that was this one. Good. This map would be in the Matrix. It's just the internet being a fit. Oh, wow, this is true, yeah. So I'm just catching up on the previous messages. I think we're caught up. Or did I miss Pavel's one? Yeah, you can actually undo the terrain modification right. No need to manually fix. Yes, sorry. I sometimes I manually fix it, and other times it's just undo. Depends what mood I'm in, I guess. What am I doing here? Hang on a second. I'm in the middle of about 8 different buttons there. So, rivers. That's done to here. That's done to here. So we're done to here. We are done to here. We're done to here. And we are done to there. So we've got... We actually got down to the bottom of that. So if I angle the camera like this, that is probably the worst of the river network, what we're looking at the middle of here. From here, down and around. all of this, all of this. That's the worst of the river network. Oh, we haven't done this. I'm going to do this one now. And then that will be, apart from the main river stretch here, I think once we've done this, we'll be basically focusing on the middle of the map here, up to the waterfall. We're making good progress. Making very, very good progress. Really hope CS2 map editor is good. It's going to be different. I think we'll still have a lot of the same tools, because that's one thing we have noticed with Cities Skylines 2. It's very recognisable as being City Skylines. So I reckon the map editor will be very similar. I think we'll get all of these icons will be more or less the same. Again, this is assuming we have a map editor. It's not confirmed. And the screen says editor, not editors. So, I mean, the theme editor obviously go, because the theme isn't a thing anymore. The asset editor, I'm guessing there'll be an asset editor involved. In fact, there's got to be an asset editor involved, ahead of a map editor, I would have thought. So, yeah, there's plenty to think about. How am I going to work this? How am I going to work this? I don't like the shape of this. Right, let's pause the simulation. I don't like this at all. I do want a lake, and I do want the river leading to the waterfall. But I'm going to think of this more along the lines of being a geologist now. Right. So we've got that like that. And there. Right, so we have, with the water on pause, if it rains, the water's going to pour off of here. There will be a collection here. I reckon from about, smaller brush, from about here. That sort of shape. And what we can do is we can do some erosion lines here to make it look like the water does actually feed in here. Brush sides up a little bit so it doesn't take so long. Very neat. Very neat. And then this river here with the smaller brush, and this here. We'll send it off this way. Something like that. Something like that. What would happen if we then did something like this? Something like that. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, simulation, prepare yourself. Where's the spawn? The spawn's in a really poor position. Right, that's going to flood to there, but that's not a problem. Because we can easily fix that with that. There we go. Excuse me. Half a cup of cold coffee. Okay. If this works. Excuse me, asthma. Not good, not a pretty thing. But I think I'll mute the mic on the next cough, assuming there's another cough. It's bound to be, really, I think. Right, we'll have a little look here. Oh, Pauline's here. Oh, she's my 92-year-old girlfriend. I'm not joking. She's 92. She knows I'm not here until 11. But she's 92. I should really go down and say hello. Oh no, she's doing 3-point turning off. Yeah, she's got here an hour early. She'll be back later. She is amazing. Absolutely amazing. She's filthy. Right? Proper filthy. In terms of... she's brought up in the city. And she has got an absolutely filthy sense of humour. Right? She is absolutely revolting. We have some of the dirtiest laughs between me and her. Oh dear, yeah. I call her my lady in red. She's got a red jacket that she wears. And yeah, she's absolutely disgusting. I've got to tell you. Oh man, I love that woman. She'll be back later. But if you turn up an hour early, you're not going to find me here. Well, I'm not ready anyway. Yeah, 92. Not the oldest that I have come in. The oldest ever. She was remarkable. Gladys, her name was. Beautiful, beautiful blue eyes. Stunning blue eyes. Proper lady as well. I mean, not like my Pauline. Right, Pauline is sheer filth. It's just the only words for her, right? But Gladys, proper lady, beautiful blue, crystal blue eyes, almost entirely blind. Almost entirely blind. She couldn't see. Oh, I mean, she could make out a shadow, and that was about it. She would walk down to the local stores once a week with her friend. I've forgotten the friend's name. I'm sorry, friend. Oh, that's annoying. That'll come to me when I'm off stream. Her friend would walk a few paces ahead of her, and Gladys would follow behind, with just basically following the shadow. She could see if the shadow stops or stops moving, and she would stop. And obviously a friend would sort of like say, hang on a second, Glad, we've got to stop for whatever. And they would. And then once a week, usually on a Wednesday, she'd come in to see me and stock up on candy. And we'd chat. And when she started coming in the store, she was about 96. When she stopped, she was 102. And I would do home deliveries for her. I don't normally do home deliveries, but she was only around the corner. I mean, 5-minute walk. And if you can't do a home delivery to a it's not a centennial, centurion, centennial. Oh, I don't know. Somebody who's hit 100 years, right? Who's blind? Then I don't know who you're going to do a home delivery for free. It's not even that she bought that many things. It's, you know, it wasn't a commercial thing. It was like, I am going to deliver to this lady. I went in that first time. She made me a cup of tea again. It's her own home. You know, she's knows where everything is. Everything is in its place. I'm not picking anything up and putting it down in the wrong place. And then I noticed on the wall, she had her what's it called? Telegram. She had a telegram. Now, if you're not from the UK, you may not be aware of this, but when you hit 100 years, you get a telegram from the monarch. And it's sort of like, congratulations on reaching your 100th year. And yeah, a telegram. And sort of, I'm looking at this going, is that your telegram? She goes, yeah. So, do you mind if I have a look? And I can't remember the exact word she used. She says, please do, because I can't see it. Framed on the wall for her. But yeah, it's like, wow. I'll have a little look at this telegram from the Queen. Fantastic. Yeah, so not the oldest. Even now, I've got I've forgotten his name now. I think it's Len. I think he is 96. His wife, I think, is 90. No, 5. I think he's only a year younger. They're childhood sweethearts, and they've been married 70 years, for which they've got a telegram from the Queen for being married. Sentinel. Yes, that's the one. No, it's not. You know what I mean, though. Yeah, not centennial. Centennial means something different. But yeah, for hitting your 100th year anyway. Bless. Meeting time. Cheers, Hunter. You got to go. I've got to go work in a few minutes anyway, so you're not going to be missing much. I'm going to be off stream soon. So yeah, it's yeah, do have some great characters come in here. Some weirdos as well. No one weirder than the guy behind the counter. Oh no, I know. Sometimes when I get the kids coming, I don't normally advertise my YouTube to the kids, because I just don't need it. You know, it's not even that the channel's aimed at them. They're just usually curious more than anything. And so yeah, when they say how many subscribers you've got, thinking like it'd be 40 or 50, which is normal. You know, I was really happy when I hit 100. You know. I tell them, 18,000, and they're like, what? Where's your channel? I want to see your channel. And going, nah, you don't need to see my channel. There's nothing for you on my channel. Go away. There's a million TikTok channels you can go and watch. I just don't need the stress of kids on my channel. And then you get the hate and stuff like that, and just like, oh, it's going to be funny to tease a sweet shop man. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Right, we are getting somewhere with this. Right, how's that looking? Not great. What is going on here? I don't like this river down here at all. The more I'm looking at it, the more I hate it. I really, really, really don't like it. Pause the simulation. Half the problem, I think, is I think the river looks like it's supposed to bounce out this way. Let me just get rid of all of this. That river doesn't exist there. Well, how's this river look like it's falling off of here? Possibly off in that direction. Right, okay. Brush size down. Let's brush size down, BonBonB. Or the Wally. We'll get there. So that's going to head off in that direction. I don't want to go too mad, because again, this is main buildable space. Let's bring you off in this direction here. Maybe just a little bit of a little lakelet or something. A bit of game lag there. Just as I was getting to a little. I'll make this brush smaller. Right, brush smaller. There we are. Yeah, really not sure about this up here. You know what? How about something like this? Or maybe we are actually, maybe we are actually going all the way up there. Maybe that is a thing. Hi Mark. Oh, hi, hang on, one at a time. Oh, blimey. Warbertina? Warberhinter. Warberhinter. Okay. Fix your save game. There's 2 sets, one on top. Yes. Funnily enough, Mark, I've got a video. Hang on. Is it finished rendering? Let me just go and have a little look. Yeah, I need to do the thumbnail. I've got a 10-minute 4-second video uploaded, which is going to go live as soon as the stream finishes, that contains all of your information. 2 sets on the top. Yeah, one left, one on the right. Absolutely. Got all of that. I think it's A4 though. I think. A2, A4, G1, H9. Grab them with Move It, drab inland, downgrade to the 1-lane highway, Control Z. Oh well, it's too late for that. I've just removed them. I use Move It to remove them. Yeah. Downgrade to 1-lane highway. Yeah, that's too late. No, I basically clicked and removed and said you can reconnect them if you like, or you can leave them. It's like, it's fine. And if you've got mass transit, it doesn't matter because your game won't be broken. But yeah, that's yeah, thanks Mark, I really appreciate the work you've done there and for the information, because I had no clue. It was weird. Ron, the network replacer, doesn't pick up on outside connections, so why it's missed those 4 tiles. This is horrible. I'm hating this. I'm absolutely 100% hating this here. Let me try this again. Right, that smaller brush. That height. But yeah, you're I'm gonna go like that, I think. I'm gonna bring it in. This is going to be better because it's not going to encroach too much on the tile. Still not 100% happy, but this does feel better. Still not quite there, is it? Still not quite there. It's close. We are not giving up. We are not giving up. Oops, God, hang on, my camera's gone all for a walkie. Where are we? Where? What bit was I working on? Oh, it's over here. There we go. There we are. Right, okay, let's just try this for a little doodle test. Do. Okay, and if that was then, just hating this. I'm just do you know when you do something and you just cannot get it to feel right? I don't think we're a mile off this. Just doesn't really. I'm not going to delete it all. Oh, God's sakes. I'm not going to. That might do it, you know, something like this. Something a little bit like this. Actually, yeah. Let's bring that a little softer here. Closer to the edge. So as not to encroach too much again. Oops. How are we doing there? How are we doing there? And a little bit of softening. I reckon we might be roughly workable. How's that? Okay, let's see. Ready for the instant flooding? Yay! And a little dob of low capacity water in there. So we've got something that can maintain this little thing. I think we just need a little tad of there as well. This whole thing needs just cleaning up slightly. Down to the brush size. There we are. And then this. It's not quite perfect, but I think the shape is much better than we had. That is infinitely better than we had. Slightly too much lake at the top, slightly too wide on parts of this river, but I think we're finally in business. What's going on down here? Got a bit of flooding or something. Bit of softening along there. And okay, let's go and have a look at this lake at the top. It's definitely a bit overfilled here. Let's fix this. What could be better actually would be, sorry about you, Mr. Mountain, you're gone. This, however, smaller brush size, brush strength, sorry. Here, bigger brush. I know I said it early in the stream, but there's a really good video coming from this old gamer soon. I'm not saying that because he's my friend. I'm saying it because I've seen the video, and I'll tell you what, it's about as good as I've seen from anybody really, and it's a technical one regarding Cities Skylines 2. Highly recommend watching it. It's not only well edited and well containing all the information that you need, but it's also funny and just well constructed, well scripted, and just there's so much in it. Some of it's a little bit overwhelming, and you go, oh, I can't take all this in, and that means you have to go back and watch it again, the bits that you need more information on. But that's the best thing with a video like that, where you just can't quite get everything. You go back and you can just pick the bits that you missed. Really good video. Cannot say it enough. Not sure when it goes live, but like I say, I've seen it's the final beta of it. I just proof watched it, and my response to him was just win. There wasn't much more for him to do. That looks better than the island. We might even get an island in here. And that could be a thing we could throw in here. Where was the water spawn? It's alright, not in the way. What's this? Choose a height that is higher. Brush size or brush strength up even. Yeah, something like this sort of shape even. A bit of softening along the edges. Oops. Softening. And softening along those edges there. I'm going to keep working on this a bit more. Larger brush. Larger brush still. Not so large. Let's see how that looks. Not quite the aesthetic I was hoping for, but I don't think we're a million gazillion miles away from it. Brush size right down. Let me bring that up and I think that's wrong. I think I've got this completely wrong. I reckon the more I look at it, it needs to be coming in from here. So we've got this line coming through this way. We've also got this line coming through this way. So maybe we're looking for a island like this. I'm going to leave the other one in place for the moment. Could it be that this is one island? It could be. Brush size up. Right the way up. Oh, hang on. I'm using the wrong tool again. Sure, I clicked on it. I'm definitely on it this time. And then brush strength, brush size down, brush strength down. We'll do some minor adjustments. Excuse me. Oh, we've got the water spawn probably underneath here as well. Pause the sim. Get rid of that. Throw this over here instead. There we are. Simulation is now running, and now with a slower simulation speed so that I have some control. Again. How's this feeling? Brush size up. And soften it. I'm still not entirely sure I like this, but we'll give it a go, see what it looks like when it's done. That isn't bad. I think the problem is here. What speed mod am I using? It's this one. It's this one over here. It's Play It. I'm using Play It. And I wouldn't have remembered that if I hadn't gone over there. I think... Let's bring the strength up. Gone and submerged it again, haven't I? Right. You're very, very welcome. Oh, I might have a thing for that. Hang on. You're very, very welcome. There we go. One of the few things that still works on my little console here. Right, where were we? We were... Are we out the 25? We're not, we're in the 25. Need to remember that. Let's get rid of that. That was an oopsie. Let's grab you. Brush size down. And brush strength up. Maybe just make this a little bit more. Yeah, a bit more of an edge along here, I think. Do you know what? I really like that little lake in the middle. I really like it. Capacity right the way down. Right there, pause the sim. Start the sim. Right, that feels more believable, I think, than what we had previously. There's a bit more work to do here, but what I've done so far, I'm quite happy with. Brings this. I've got the wrong bloody tool again, haven't I? Oh man. You know, why is this not working? Oh, it's because it's me. It's because it's me. Correct? We do a little bit of that, and we'll do a little bit of that. Now, hopefully, this messer, there was the gap, now this feels part of this environment. This island here, where it's more of a loop, isn't it? Just feels part of this now, so it's no longer separated. This island over here, it's got this ridge that mirrors this, makes it feel part of it. This lake in the middle needs a little bit more. It's not far wrong. It's not far wrong. Let's give it a bit more depth. Not that much, but we can work that a little bit here and a little bit there. And again. Don't want an island in the middle of it. If anything, this should be the smooth edge and that should be the rugged edge. It's gone the other way, isn't it? Smooth edge, and if anything, brush strength. There we are. And because of that, let's help this just a little bit. Come on, brush strength up. I will not be beaten by a little poxy little lake up in the mountains. It will not happen. Right, now, still not quite there, but close. A little bit more depth there and there. Now, yes, much better. Have we got struggling water? That's probably because I'm messing around with the lake. I think that will solve itself. In fact, I'm hoping this will solve itself all the way down to the waterfall, which will be, well, I'm going to put these markers, not these markers, these markers. No, I haven't strictly achieved it yet, but if I pop this here and here, that is, in theory, everything from here up, everywhere from here up, everywhere from here up, everywhere from here up, and everything from here up. Ooh, and everything from there up. Whoops. Again. So, let's just see if this is definitely flowing. I should be getting ready for work. Okay, let me get me speeds slid right up. We'll see if these rivers are going to behave. If CS2 has an editor, do you think we could save, add a height map from CS1 to CS2? I think the answer to that is very definitely no. And the reason for my thinking of that is just the size difference. I know we're hearing some people say that the CS2 map isn't that much big. In fact, it's smaller than CS1, but it's not. It is substantially larger, and it's just not comparable. Are you actually going to make it through there? Am I going to have to help? I think I'm going to have to help. Right, we'll start with slightly larger capacity than that. Not much. Maybe not that much. Pause the sim. Start the sim. That should now work, I'm hoping. Yeah, yeah, it's not like for like. If you the 81 tiles is slightly larger than the 7x7 that we're going to be getting, but the amount of space, if you have a look at those maps where they've got the edge of map connection, where are we? There you go. The edge of map connection in Cities Skylines 2, you know, you see them park the camera there and you go, look, this is the, I mean, the outside connection just stops there, doesn't it? But you look off into the distance, you cannot see the edge of map. Whereas here, oh god, I'm bouncing this camera around badly. We can see the edge of map. It's literally just over the way, 2 kilometers, 4 kilometers that way, in it, ballpark, just under. So, yeah, City Skylines 2's map is so much larger. I don't think it's going to translate in terms of importing existing maps. Right, well, I think we're nearly done. This is just here that we have a problem. Also, looks like we might have a bit of a bump there in the network. Not a huge problem for someone with some map skills. If I could find one of those, I'd be winning. Right, and this is... I didn't mean to do that, I meant to. Do that. Right, how is that? Slow simulation. That's going to be the thing. This might be the last thing I do today. Well, this morning. Yeah, it's a lot bigger. Lot bigger. I've got a little bit. Could you, in theory, save the height map in CS1, add it to Photoshop? Oh, God, I mean, yeah. I mean, in theory, anything's possible when you go into Photoshop and resize it. Yeah, I mean, you could take the City Skylines 1 height map and just patch the height map around it. It's definitely things you can do. I'm not saying... what I'm saying is that I'm not seeing that you're going to be able to do a direct import, because just the direct map sizes won't match. But if you're not afraid of the image editor and you know what you're doing, people used to do it before in City Skylines 1, edit a map in the image editor before you even get into the map editor, then it's definitely a thing you can do. Oh, go on, brush strength up. I'm leaving it a little bit later today than yesterday because I am actually dressed today. Yesterday I was not dressed. not suitably for going downstairs and working anyway. Right, we are... Oh, goodness me. Can we do something like this? Soften that through there into the lakey lake. I might just add one more spawn. Bottom of the waterfall spawns. I think something that should be allowed. That should be all we need. In the extra water here, just to take it over and fill it down. I'm happy with that. Am I amazingly happy with that? I don't know. I'll let you know tonight when I've had a look at it again in a fresh view. That's always the way to do this. Walk away, come back, and then go, what was I thinking? Yeah. But this one, in terms of the tile, do you know what I really like the design here? Let's get rid of this. We've got mirroring rivers going on there. Left plenty enough space here for build. Some space here for build. The valley, yeah, it's good. And this one eats up a decent chunk there, but you've got this, and then access, or how you get up there, will be down to City Builder. I'm not going to put in access to every plateau. Whew. But that I consider Job done. So park the camera here. River is done to here. River is done to here. River is done to here. So we've just got this. This is done. From there down to here. Think this is done. No, this is the one that's done, isn't it? Not sure that this one's been done. No, I've got this to do still. So basically 1, 2, 3, and this 4, and then this 5. So 5 rivers to do still out of the entire map. Some waterfall detailing, and then I think I'm onto foliage, and I've got to find a way of putting some rail onto the map. Is that an oil field? Well, this one over here. No, this is a quarry. What are you talking about? Oh, you mean the oil field? Is this an oil field? It might be. Just a little bit. 100% vanilla. And you'd be pleased to know that resource wise, oil, fertile, ore, and then your main downtown, no resources at all. I'm really happy with the design of this map. Really, really happy. There might be some question marks on some of the detailing, and I do need to test the traffic flow on this intersection before I upload the map. If this doesn't work, I know how to fix it, and the fixing will be a slip road from here to here and a separate slip road, which probably common sense would dictate I do like that, but I kind of like the idea of mirroring this one in its shape and then running up the other side of the lake and then connecting there, which would mean I can actually do a lake in here just to tie the whole thing together. Yeah, quite happy. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. And the castle. Ooh, oh, you ever seen the castle? Let's go and have a look. Ooh, it's a castle. There we go. Ooh, it's still a castle. It's all very, 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 very under foliaged. In terms of foliage, I think the only place I've got foliage on the map is in terms of weeds down here. That's it. Oh man, it's hilarious. Right, so that's me done. I've got about 5 minutes to brush my teeth, and then I'm ready to work. Having a stretch. Right, so where are we? Thursday. So I will be on tonight, definitely. Working on these 5 remaining rivers. This one. That one won't take long. That's more of a. Is that more of a canal? Really, looks pretty straight. It's more of a canal. This is going to be very straightforward. I don't think I'm going to have to do much work with this at all, to be honest with you. So yeah, we've got that. Then yeah, this river network here, from here down to here, from the bottom of the waterfalls there down to here, from that waterfall there down to here, and then waterfall detailing and foliage and rail. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rail. We'll find somewhere. Night view? There'd be nothing to see. Oh, Mark. Okay. It's. Oh, what? What? Why is it lit? Hang on a second. Day night speed paused. That would help. What? I can't give you a day night. I can't give you a night view. I don't know what's going on here. Advanced. Separate day night speed. Have I missed anything here? Clouds, no. Weather, no. World. It's a slider at the bottom. This one, or day night control. Good plan. Hey, well done. The thing, I've used that slider so long. In the game menu, I've got you. Right. This is the thing. I'm not sure what you're going to get from this, but it's dies. I don't know what you mean by dies, but yeah, we've got red sky at night. Ooh. Ooh. Sorry. I mean, it's dark. Okay? Don't know what you're expecting, but it's dark. Right. I am going to have to go. Typo. Typo? Oh, DS. Dies? Yeah, I'm with you now. Excellent. Right, I'm gonna I'm gonna go. I'll hopefully catch a few of you later on this evening. And I need to upload that video in a moment, not now, you know what I mean. It's uploaded, I'm gonna release it. So yes. But thanks for that, Mark. I don't mention you by name, but I do mention you in the video saying you know who you are. And there you go. Right, okay, I'm out of here. Have a good one. Stay well. I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome. I have no outro, so we're going straight to the blank screen. I'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.